With any kind of tutorial, I always think it's best to dive right in. So I'm going to show you right now, this is the website you need to go to if you're trying to activate or upgrade any of your Lumix cameras. There's different ways to do it, different codes, different features, but this is the site that should work for almost all of them. I'm showing you this so you know exactly where to go. I'm going to put a link to it in the description of this video, so you can just click right over. And if you're a pro user and you know what you're doing, this is the place to go. And that's where it's at. So you're welcome. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to watch a Lumix tutorial that they put out. I'm going to talk you through it to kind of explain it. And then for people who really need that extra help, we're going to go through it in real time. I'm going to show you how I do this on the Lumix S5 Mark II to upgrade it to get some of those X features for B-RAW, but this would work for other Lumix cameras as well. So let me show you real quick over on the Lumix YouTube page. They have this short you can pull up, and I'm just going to talk through it here real quick. You're just going to put in a memory card, you're going to format it, and then you're going to, go down to this menu, and I'm going to take you through all these steps in real time. But you go down and you got to go to firmware version. You got to make sure you're up to date on the latest firmware version. That's not the most important thing. You probably already are, but just in case you have an older camera or you haven't updated the firmware, you got to do that first. Then on that wrench menu, you're going to go down to activate, all the way down at the bottom, and then you're going to export a serial code. You're going to send that to the memory card, and then it does its thing. And here's where we take that memory card out of the camera, pop it in the computer, and we're going to go over to that website that I showed you at the beginning, that link in the description. Go over there. You're going to upload that serial code to that website. And then you're also going to enter your activation key. This is the number they send you, the numbers and letters they send you when you buy one of these products. I'm going to show you what that looks like over on B&H in a second. And then you get an activate file, an active LST. You're going to download that and you're going to put it back in that same private folder. Again, I'm going to walk you through all this in real time. Pop it back in the camera, go to that same wrench menu all the way down to activate. And that's where you're going to import that activation code, and it's going to enable the functions on the camera that you're looking for. So that's the quick and dirty short. You can go watch it without my narration if you like over on the Lumix channel, but now I'm going to take you through that in real time. So here on my camera, this is the S5 Mark II. You can see I've got screen capture set up for you, so you can just see what it looks like. I'm going to open up the menu. And yes, of course, like they say in the video, you want to update your firmware, but I'm up to date. So all we're looking for, because chances are you're probably in this video menu changing all your video settings, so you're not familiar with the wrench menu all that often for this kind of stuff. You're probably only going to ever do it once or twice for a camera, but probably just once. And you're looking for, it's about, which page is it? They don't have page numbers on here, but it's this menu with the little kind of gear wheel, and we're going to go over to activate. And this is that first step. The very first thing you do is this. You export a serial code. And I'm going to go to card slot 1 because that's where my memory card is. It's an SD card. And we're just going to start processing. Completes in like half a second. Very, very quick, very easy. Now, here's where things get, a little bit more complicated, but not too much. We're going to pop out the memory card, and we're going to head over to the computer. And on the computer is where we're going to plug that SD card into. Goes right into the computer, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. I got one here for you. So over in my folder here, I'll make that big for you. In that private folder, we're going to look for go through all these. I don't know why there needs to be so many, but there are a lot. So in fact, we do have serial.lst. Now, over on the website, remember the very first thing I showed you was that website where you go to. Looks like this. That's where we're going to end up. But I just want to show you real quick, the thing that you need to buy, the part of this process where you're actually spending some money, is to get one of these. So this is the SFU2. It's for the Lumix S1, but it also is for the S5 Mark II and enables B-RAW. When you buy this, you're going to get a physical thing in the mail that looks exactly like this. This key code with those X's, those will all be numbers and letters. And that's what you need to, continue this process. So you do need to buy something for most of these upgrades. Similar would be true, I think, for ARRI log on some of the newer cameras. We have to pay for that upgrade. So in the mail, if you buy one of these, you'll get this. Now, this is like $160 on B&H for this one in particular. You can actually find these same codes over on eBay. Now, I'm not recommending this. Results may vary, but they're much cheaper over on eBay. So if you're looking over there, you may be able to find these at a significant discount. maybe like half the price, even less than that in some cases. That's just a little tip. It's out there. Maybe you'll get scammed. I don't know, but it did work for me over on eBay. I was able to buy one of these codes for much, much cheaper, and it showed up in the mail, and it's the exact same process. So if you want to trust B&H and do it that way, that's fine. Or you can look to save a little bit of money and roll the dice that other way. So just like this video that we watched, we're going to get to this website. Okay, so here's where you have some options. You've got different camera models. So old school GH5, I did this years ago for Vlog L when I had to buy and enable that for 99 bucks. You've got SFU2, that's for the S1 and the S5 Mark II, like I already mentioned. And then there's the SFU3A, and let me show you that here in a second. That is for GH6, GH7, and some of the newer S1R Mark II, the S1 Mark II, and the S1 Mark IIe. So that's for the newest stuff, but like I said, we have the S5 Mark II code, the SFU2, and this does matter. If you end up on a page that doesn't really look like this or take you somewhere else and it's not the SFU2, it's not gonna work. I made that mistake once already. So we click in here to the SFU2, match our product to the page, and here we get their little tutorial. I can make that a little bit bigger for you so you can see maybe a tad easier. Now, where we choose our file. So we made that serial.lst. We're gonna choose that file. It's right here loaded on that Lumix card. So we're just gonna upload that. Simple as that. Seconds, less than a second. We're gonna submit. Now here's where we need to enter that key code that we bought, either from B&H or wherever you get it. Maybe a friend bought one years ago and they're gonna give it to you. I'm gonna show you what my key code was and what it looks like, so it's gonna autofill here, but that's how long it is. Some crazy set of numbers and letters. You could try this key code. It's probably not gonna work because I already used it. That's why I'm showing it to you and I'm not too worried about it, but that's where you enter the key code and then you hit submit. Now let's see if it's gonna work. It says save the activation code by website, key code, great, save to memory card. So here's where we save to our memory card. We're gonna download, and now we have an active.lst. So same memory card, same private folder to PANA, GRP, PAVC, Lumix, ACTV, and right next to that serial.lst, we're gonna save that file and download it right there. Now, couldn't be easier. We're just going to go back and kind of invert the process. We're going to eject that memory card so we don't do any damage. That's always a good idea. We'll pop that out, and then back in the camera, I'm plugging that card in. So it's going to take a second to register, as it usually does. Back at that same exact menu, activate, and now we're going to import that activation code. So one step down, it's card slot 1. We're going to do that. Now, I don't want to do this for you. I don't want to break the camera because I've already done this once. I don't think it would hurt it, but that's where you do it. You hit activate again, and then you can even see on my activation list here on the camera, I've got HDMI raw data output, meaning I can record externally raw data. So that could be B-RAW or something else, on an external device that can support raw recording, because the S5 Mark II can't do it internal, but it can do external. So that's very, very cool. And that is the process. It's as simple as that. Like I said, it's enabled there. You can see it on the camera. It's a menu you'll only ever have to use probably once in the lifetime of your camera, because these updates usually are kind of one and done. So hopefully that's helpful. I can't tell you kind of how painful this process was for me, as it always seems to be, and that's why I wanted to put this tutorial together. This video that Lumix put together, if I kind of refresh and reset this page so we get to it, for some reason, they don't link to it in the description on the actual video portion where you need to do the most important thing. They just have it on screen. Let's see here in a second, I'll show you. So tutorial's over, by the way. Let me show you here real quick. So we've got you're uploading, activating. Let's see, where's the website? Come on, get to it. Here we go. So where's the URL? Come on. There, this one. So they say link in bio. Clearly this got posted over on Instagram or somewhere else. And in the description, there's no link to it. So that's why I wanted to start this video right from the get-go. Go here, here's where you do it. And even when I typed this in, I must have made some kind of typing error, missed something, because I can't really click on that or do anything. And it brought me to the wrong website where I was stuck in a rabbit hole trying to do something else. It kept erroring out. It looked right, but it was ultimately wrong. So I wanted to make sure I gave you the right destination where you can simply take care of business. You make that serial.lst, You upload it with that code again that you buy over on B&H, or maybe even Amazon might have it, or like I said, on eBay. You combine the serial with the code, boom, they give you the active.lst, put it in the camera, activate it, and you should be good to go. So this works. I can confirm this works on the Lumix S5 Mark II, and it should be a very similar process. Again, that link, the most important link, the place you actually need to go to do all this, I'm going to put it in the description. So it's very one click, it'll get you the right spot, and you should be able to take care of it, no problem. But best of luck. Leave a comment if you're still struggling or having issues. Obviously, like with any firmware upgrade or any kind of activation on the camera, make sure you've got a fully charged battery in there. You don't want power interruptions or any errors like that taking place. And you just do your best, follow these steps, and it should get you exactly what you need.